We always cover the ass.
Have you ever seen a 6-year-old kid with reefer on set? Well, that's not the most shocking thing that has happened to Robert Downey Jr. From an extraordinary childhood to the Iron Man suit, here's the full timeline of Downey Jr.'s ups and downs in Hollywood. Hi, I'm Corey, and this story is so smoke-filled that you might have to be careful to not get a contact high.
Smoke weed every day.
The last name Downey was well known in Hollywood long before this cutie was born. Downey Sr. is a film director famous for his outrageous satire. Perhaps that's how Downey Jr. got his cheeky and bold style of humor.
You grew up in a kind of showbiz, so you were always going to end up, I guess, in show business.
I guess so. I tried sales.
Did you?
Yeah.
What did you do?
Stole shoes.
Robert made his first appearance in his father's movie, playing a puppy in Pound. His father's underground movies pretty much reflected his controversial lifestyle, so it didn't take long for the drug addict to offer marijuana to his 6-year-old son. Yay, another regular father-son bonding trip to the cognition of the universe. Some good family bonding time. Robert continued playing in his father's films and smoking in his trailer until he was sent off to England to study classical ballet. Was that because Downey Sr. realized his mistake, or because he wanted his son to be the next Baryshnikov? We don't know. But many years later, he admitted regretting his reckless parenting style. When Rob was 13, his parents got divorced, and he went to live with his father in the sunny state of California. There's no better place to pursue an acting career.
Oh, it was so good. I would go to like Rocky Horror Picture Show on the weekends, all like dressed up weird, and then we get like, you know, beat up, and it was so fun.
So the troublesome teenage addict dropped out of school to concentrate on his dream of becoming an actor.
How kind, really. God, I love the way he said that.
Things went surprisingly well for someone starting out, and he eventually joined Saturday Night Live. Dude, SNL's been around for 44 years. That's like 95 in dog years. His first lead role on the big screen was in The Pickup Artist, followed by Less Than Zero. Instead of Iron Man, Downey should be nicknamed Irony Man because he was playing a drug-addicted rich boy. As he said, for me, the role was like the ghost of Christmas future. The character was an exaggeration of myself. Then things changed, and in some ways, I became an exaggeration of the character. Robert was quickly associated with the Brat Pack. In case you didn't catch it in the 80s, it was a nickname related to the cast members of The Breakfast Club and St. Elmo's Fire. But it gained a negative meaning after the New York Magazine article related these young actors to taking drugs and alcohol. It's actually a very controversial topic. Let me know in the comments if you'd like a video breaking down the Brat Pack story. Nevertheless, Downey Jr. had a great rise in his career in the late 80s romantic comedy Chances Are, and in Air America, alongside Mel Gibson. Robert and Sarah Jessica Parker were the most outspoken couple for some years.
It was a really adventurous, important 8 years of my life. We were together for a long time, and
his most famous role of his life was yet to come in Richard Attenborough's Chaplin when he was 27. He did a great job playing Charlie Chaplin and got an Oscar nomination for it. No wonder Robert starred in a great deal of good movies after that. He got married to actress Deborah Falconer and had a son. But it looks like he had too much pressure on him, and the time period between 1996 and 2001 was one of the darkest in his life.
What kind of crappy suit is this?
He was arrested for possession of heroin, cocaine, and an unloaded Magnum revolver. And just 2 weeks later, he arranged a little sleepover. Small catch. It was in his neighbor's house, and he was not invited. Totally drunk, he broke into the house and fell asleep on a bed. As the Curtis family, who lived there, said, Downey entered the multi-leveled home through an open door and probably descended a circular staircase of about 70 stairs before finding a spare bedroom. There, he laid his pants neatly over a chair and wearing a t-shirt and boxer shorts, tucked himself into the sheets and fell asleep. He got real cozy. I'd love to find Robert Downey Jr. on my couch, like an underground version of Tony Stark meeting Peter Parker, but the neighbors weren't that thrilled and called the police. Curtis said Downey even made funny faces at his daughter as he was led away by deputies. Cool guy. He was then sent to a substance abuse treatment facility and spent some time in state prison and was placed on probation.
Then you are in prison, you are wearing what, that little orange uniform thing?
Well, occasionally, yes. We also, by the time you're in prison, you get to have better clothes, some jeans and stuff like that. Not bad, prison fashion.
In an interview with Oprah, he said that it's not that hard to stop using drugs, but it's hard to decide to stop using drugs. Robert was given a great chance to re-embark on his career and was awarded a role on the hit television series Ally McBeal. And everybody thought he finally got his shit together. But he was written off the show as he failed his drug tests and was sent back to prison a year later. You won't believe it, but a month after his release, he was caught once again with cocaine and Valium. Party guy. He was sent back to prison, and right next door was the infamous maximum security California State Prison, Corcoran, home to the notorious Charles Manson. Robert was very lucky since his friends didn't turn their backs on him. Kirk Douglas wasn't one of his close friends at the time, but sent him a very inspiring and heartfelt letter. Downey did some doodling on the back of the envelopes and paper bags, and some of his pieces were even sold to famous celeb friends, including Johnny Depp and Gavin Rossdale. While he was moving from the rehab to the prison and vice versa, his wife Deborah finally got fed up with his addictions and left him. Downey was broken and devastated that he blew everything he had, but an act of true love is what saved him. He met the film producer Susan Levin on the set of Gothica. Susan turned down his romantic advances twice. She agreed to marry him only if he completely abandoned drugs. This woman turned his life upside down. Robert was rehabilitated in Hollywood and starred in Kiss Kiss Bang Bang and Zodiac. If not for Susan's support in getting clean, Downey wouldn't have become the superhero that we know him to be today. I cannot imagine anybody else playing Stark in Iron Man besides Downey. Seriously, Tony Stark is an embodiment of Downey Jr. on screen. He's cool, he's rich, a bit narcissistic, but all right.
Big man in a suit of armor. Take that off, what are you?
Genius, billionaire, playboy, philanthropist.
The director of the first Iron Man wanted nobody else except Downey to play the lead, but the studio rejected the idea twice. Even though Robert was clean, his bad reputation was well known.
You know, the question I get asked most often is, Tony, how do you go to the bathroom in the suit? Just like that.
It took lots of effort, but the director managed to convince the studio to hire Downey because he saw way too many similarities between Robert and Stark's life journeys.
I am Iron Man.
There's no need to tell you what a huge success the film was. Downey Jr. was one of the highest paid actors, earning close to $80 million, and he's at the core of the Marvel Universe, even to this day.
Reverb on my voice to make it sound more godlike.
Testing, here we go, ha ha.
Thank you all. Now, spotlight me. Yes.
In between the Marvel sequels, he played in Tropic Thunder, portraying an Australian method actor, overly engrossed in his role as an African-American soldier. You definitely saw him in Guy Ritchie's adaptation of Sherlock Holmes, playing the infamous detective. In 2015, the governor of California pardoned Downey for the almost 20-year-old drug felony. Well, that did not erase the crime, but Downey at least has the right to vote again. In the upcoming years, we will see Downey in Avengers Endgame, in Jamie Foxx's sports comedy drama All-Star Weekend, and in the fantasy comedy The Voyage of Dr. Dolittle. They also promised to bring Downey back for Sherlock Holmes Part 3. Pretty crazy life, huh? What do you think about Downey Jr. and his life path? Let me know all your thoughts in the comments down below. Thanks for watching, and please don't forget to subscribe. Corey out.